While browsing Facebook a month ago, I came across a new ad for an unusual PC expansion card by Athena Power. The card fits any card slot, since it doesn't plug into the mainboard. The card has two internal connectors that you often don't see together: a SATA data connector and a floppy drive power connector. With a $15 discount for a limited time, the card is $3, and I ordered a pair. What is this mysterious expansion card? Why would you want to get a pair for your PC? My name is cdreimer and welcome to my channel. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and click on the notification bell to see more videos like this. The expansion card is the Athena Power BP-SP127 SAC, a 2.5-inch drive hot swap SAS/SATA backplane. A backplane like this is also known as a hot swap cage to allow easy replacement of a hard drive or SSD. Hot swap cages are typically found in the external bays of a PC case. Newer PC cases, however, don't have external bays.
So what we...
Dude, that's
I thought that was the power button. I'm like, what's it doing?
A hot swap cage built into an expansion card makes sense for cases without external bays. The most obvious flaw with this card is the floppy drive power connector. It should have been a SATA power connector. The last floppy drive I had inside a PC was over 15 years ago. I still have a USB floppy drive in my junk box for those rare occasions that I find a floppy disk from my college programming days. Linux recently dropped legacy floppy drive support after 28 years because finding mechanical floppy drives to test the software are nearly impossible to find. Non-modular power supplies may still have a floppy drive power connector, and modular power supplies may not have one at all. If a power supply does have a floppy drive connector, it will only have one. I haven't seen a power supply with dual floppy drive connectors in over 20 years. What if your power supply doesn't have a floppy power connector, or you need more than one? I also ordered a pair of floppy drive to SATA power cables for $7 from Newegg. I'm not a big fan of ketchup and mustard power cables, but I can always paint them black. These cables were the cheapest ones I could find, and that made them more expensive than the cards themselves. That brings the overall cost for each card to about $7. The removable caddy is accessible from the back of the card by sliding a button and popping out the handle to pull it out. The caddy will only accept 7mm tall drives, and most drives sold today are 7mm tall. Mount the drive to the bottom of the caddy with the included screws. If you have an older drive that is 9mm tall, it won't slide into the drive caddy. Why would you need a couple of these for your PC? My editing PC has a pair of mirrored 240GB SSDs that I use for editing videos. Mirror drives, also known as RAID 1, can have one drive go bad, and the other drive will continue working without losing data. After replacing the bad drive, the new drive will sync or copy from the other drive. Please note that mirror drives are not a backup. My mirror drives are backed up nightly to an external Western Digital drive. When I'm done editing a video, the working folder is back up to the internal hard drive and onto the network. My editing PC has the Cooler Master N200 Micro ATX case, which does have the external bays for the traditional hot swap cages. My net case, however, may not have any external bays. While removing the SSD to mount them in the caddies, I had a difficult time loosening up the cable management, disconnecting the power and data cables, and physically removing them from the case. If I had to replace a dead SSD inside the case, it wouldn't have been convenient. With the cards, it only took a few minutes to replace the drive. I did notice a few problems when installing the expansion cards. Since this was a micro ATX case, there are only 4 expansion slots. The ASRock B450M 12-4 mainboard puts the video card in the middle 2 slots, leaving an open slot on either side. If this was an ATX case with 7 or 8 expansion slots, I would have put both cards at the bottom. The weight of the card above the video card sagged down to touch the exposed electronics on the back of the video card. Without a back plate on the back of the video card, there could be a potential short. I put rubber bumpers on the frame of the card to keep it separate from the video card. This wouldn't be a problem if the main board was inside a horizontal rack mount case and the card would rest on the main board slot connector. Cable management was a bit ugly with the expansion cards on either side of the video card. The data and power cables for the top card went behind the video card. I didn't bother to paint the ketchup and mustard cables black. That will change when I get an ATX case and both cards are in the bottom slots. The expansion cards are hard to come by, since Newegg keeps selling out with a $15 discount. Sign up for email notification to get alert when Newegg gets them back in stock. Links to third-party websites mentioned in this video can be found in a related article on my website at www.cdreimer.com. Thank you for watching.